My name is Joel Robinson. In this video, we're going to discuss all things Proline, what it is, how to secure it, and more.
With the recent changes to the APA standard 87-1C, we have seen a rise in Proline production with options available from most manufacturers. It is important that we know how to safely use these items to keep additional regulations from being implemented. This video is meant for educational purposes only and should not be used as the sole certification. So what is Proline? 1.4G Pro or Proline is a term commonly used to describe 1.4G fireworks for professional use only, also commonly called articles of pyrotechnics and are classified as UN 0431. There are several key differences between consumer-grade fireworks classified as UN 0336. We will discuss these differences throughout the video. First, let's take a look at different types of Proline items. Keep in mind, these may have different terminology or looks between various manufacturers. We are all familiar with 200 and 500 gram cakes. However, Proline cakes have a few important differences. The Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC, requires that UN 0336 consumer fireworks have a certain base size, fuse length, and more. This is not required for UN 0431 Proline items. Because of this, some cakes do not have a visco fuse at all and will have a quick match leader and e-port. We will discuss quick match in more detail later on. Here is an example of the same effect from the same manufacturer. However, one is classified as UN 0336 while the other is UN 0431. You'll notice the Proline version is much smaller in size, comes in a higher case packaging, and does not contain a visco fuse. Next, we have slice cakes. Think about these as broken out rows from a fan cake. They can come in various shot count sizes, usually between 7 and 15 shots. Slice cakes generally have an e-port directly on the bottom. However, some may have a quick match leader as well. This is a variation of a slice cake called a sweep. The previous slice cake fires all shots at the same time, while a sweep fires the shots in a sweeping motion and can be lit from left, right, or inside out. Next, we have various ground effects. These include gerbs, which produce a shower of sparks like a fountain, strobes, and flames. Commonly, these devices come pre-matched. Next, we have single-shot devices. These include comets, mines, and larger bore shells. All of these single-shot items have an e-port on the bottom of the device. These are designed for use in pyromusicals, to create chasing effects, and to achieve extreme angles not seen in consumer fireworks. The size of comets and mines will vary between 20 millimeters up to 50 millimeters. The single-shot shells are usually 50 to 62 millimeter effects and resemble the performance of a traditional large-bore consumer NOAB. Next, we have compound cakes. These are the same as 500 gram cakes, except they're designed to be chained together. You'll find two quick match / e-port leaders on these devices that allow you to chain them together. Similarly, you could light one cake from both ends to speed up the duration. Lastly, bulk canister shells. The only difference between bulk canister shells and regular canister shell kits is the packaging material and the lack of a launching tube. Other items exist in the Proline space, including waterfalls and wheels, or devices geared toward theatrical performances such as airbursts, cannon simulations, and more. One of the important things to know is how to secure each form of Proline device. Using wood stakes is an affordable solution if your show is in a field or on soft ground. Slice cakes should have at least 2 stakes on either side. Each single-shot device should be on its own stake. It is important that the base of the single shot is making good contact with the ground. Ground effects can be attached to the top of a stake since they do not emit force when ignited. Stakes can also be used for all forms of cakes. It is common to glue ground effects to spare boards using liquid nails, hot glue, or similar style adhesive. If you plan on firing on hard surfaces or are doing mini devices, racking solutions are strongly suggested. This may include homemade solutions or already available racks on the market today. Here is an example of a slice cake rack that can fit multiple slices and will work on all surfaces. There are several varieties of single-shot racks out on the market. These two examples are designed for comets and mines, but not single-shot tubes or shells. The main difference between these two racks is how the devices are secured. Here is a homemade wood rack and a purchased aluminum rack for single-shot tubes. These are designed to fit the most common 60 to 62 millimeter devices. If you are placing a 50 millimeter device into this rack, you may need to add foam to secure. For cakes, you can use tape to keep devices secured in pods. This should especially be done if you're using any compound cakes. As mentioned earlier, some of the ProLine items do not have a visco fuse. So how do we light them? In some cases, an eMatch port is built into the device. On other units, you may find quick match with an E port on the end. What is an eMatch? eMatch stands for electric match and is a device that uses an externally applied electric current to ignite a combustible compound. When said in the firework community, eMatch commonly refers to the ATF regulated igniter. Luckily for us, there is a non-regulated consumer legal igniter called a firework initiator. Initiators still require hazmat for shipping, but are not subject to storage regulations and are designed specifically for consumer fireworks. Back to the E-ports on the ProLine items. The initiator is designed to insert into these E-ports to ignite the firework. You must leave the plastic shroud over the match head to protect it from premature ignition caused by friction to the match head. This process is commonly called matching product and is one of the most dangerous parts of working with fireworks. Sometimes these E-ports are on the end of quick match. So what is quick match? Quick match is strands of string coated in black powder confined in a paper housing. Quick match can burn at rates faster than 60 feet per second. Here is a burn speed example. First, we have a standard visco fuse burning at 12 seconds per foot. Now watch how instantaneously quick match burns. If you were to light quick match on a firework, you would have 0 time to react. Quick match is used on ProLine items to achieve instantaneous ignition when the igniter fires. So how do you fire initiators? This is where a firing system comes into play. ProLine items are intended to be electronically fired, so grab your favorite firing system when you plan to light ProLine items. Tips and tricks. If you expose the black powder strings in a piece of quick match, it will significantly reduce the burn time. This can be used if you have quick match and need to hand light it. You could also insert a piece of visco fuse to the end of the quick match if you need to hand fire. With access to single shot items, you may be doing more extreme angles on effects than what you're used to with consumer fireworks. Ensure no obstructions, such as trees or power lines, exist in your shoot path. Also, consider that extreme angles on comets may hit the ground and increase fire risk. Angles should be adjusted based on the site and weather conditions. Always check local and state laws for information on purchasing, storage, transporting, and lighting of fireworks. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please let me know by leaving a like or comment.